Hey guys, welcome back to Not So Popular Opinion. Do overweight people smell bad? I know we've all heard it, but is it true that they do indeed smell bad? Well, this fat activist doesn't seem to think so, but another fat activist kind of provides evidence that they do. Let's check these contradictory videos out.
Welcome to FaceTime for the Fats, a series where I, a fat, talk about things that only plus-size people will understand. We talk about this really fucking weird idea that all fat people smell and how damaging that is. Because as someone who was a plus-size child and is now a plus-size adult, I have been hyper-vigilant about the way that I smell for my entire life because of this. And even as someone who is deeply involved in learning about and participating in conversations about fat liberation, I have no idea where this comes from. Not a single clue. But I certainly know its impacts. Because when I go up in my comments, especially on Instagram, I'll see like 13-year-olds who otherwise talk about Roblox up in my comments being like, file this under posts you can smell. Huh? Even like when I go to the gym, a place where people, despite the amount of deodorant they put on, might smell, I'm extra aware that I don't. And this goes all the way back to when I was a kid, whether it would be for gym class or even on just any casual Tuesday. There's always this pressure to not smell. So like, can anyone let me know what the history of this propaganda is, or like, let me know if you relate, because I know I cannot be the only one. And don't get me wrong, it's nice to smell nice, but it's the hypervigilance based on fatphobic propaganda that I have a problem with.
What the fuck is... Oh man. The way she addresses herself as a fat and FaceTime for the fats. Oh, these people are crazy. What kind of introduction is that? Jeez, that's embarrassing. They see themselves as their body weight, but then wonder why people talk about it all the time. I will say that comment from the, I guess, Roblox kids is hilarious about the post you can smell, but come on, to sit there and try to pretend like you don't know where this idea comes from, or that it's propaganda that overweight people may have a smell. And everyone, whether they're old, young, slim, fat, whatever, should be hyper vigilant about their cleanliness and smelling nice, or not smelling like sewage, because it affects everyone around you. We've all smelled a horrid smell and was completely disgusted by it. And it's not propaganda when it is obvious that overweight people tend to sweat more than non-fat people, and they have a lot of places to where that moisture hides, a lot of folds, a lot of creases, and that creates a nasty environment to where smell just grows from there. If you have a fupa, I assume everybody know what a fupa is. It's a little thing that hangs over, the little top, the little muffin top that hangs over in the woman's front area. And if you have, if it hangs over your belt line, moisture is building up underneath there. And unless you are constantly wiping it, constantly keeping it dry, keeping it clean, some funk is gonna build up there. I don't understand why, she would even pretend like she doesn't know that's true. And people can try to mask funk with perfumes and colognes. That ain't the same thing. I have smelled some funky people right through that perfume or cologne that they're wearing. BO is something that is very hard to hide. And it's just nature, the way it works. The wetter or sweatier you are, the sweat stinks, all right? Come on. If you're sweating all over the place, you got a fold, you got your armpits, then you got a fold underneath your boob, and then you got a fold underneath that. Then you got 3 rolls on your stomach. You got 3-4 chins and a couple neck rolls. You telling me all that combined sweat hiding and building up doesn't stink? Are you really gonna sit here and be that delusional? Come on now. We've seen, fat activists complain about not being able to clean themselves properly. Hell, I done a video on a woman who said she couldn't wipe her own ass. So you telling me that doesn't stink? If you can't wipe your own butt, there's other places that you can't wipe. I've seen people sweat behind their knees. If you can't wipe your butt, you ain't reaching your knees. You probably ain't properly cleaning your feet. Everything is just funk buildup. So let's cut this out. This is not a myth. This is not propaganda. It's just the truth. And the truth hurts. But anyway, let's check out some of these comments. First comment here says, I had a personal trainer who would tell me my sweat smelled like fast food. She wouldn't know when I cheated on my diet. You know how much fast food you have to eat for that to build up and start to seep out of your fucking pores to where your trainer could smell the fast food on you? That's gross. And yeah, that is not how a person is supposed to smell. Jeez. That's embarrassing. Next person here says, I think people think that since we have more fat, that more moisture can build up for body odor, or because we don't take care of our weight in. Yeah, no shit. It is both of those things. If you can't do the basics of trying to keep your weight under control, why would I assume that you are taking care of your body in any other way or any other facet? You don't want to lose the enormous amount of weight you have, so you clearly aren't taking care of it in that way. So I'm just supposed to assume that you're taking care of it in the other way? No, I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt. Why should I? Give me a reason to. And even you know that all that moisture build up will create body odor. If you aren't worried about the fact that you are completely overweight, I don't believe you're worried about the fact that you smell bad. Person here says, me too. I have no idea where it came from, but I've always been scared as hell about smelling bad. You know where it came from? It came from all the damn rolls on your body. You may not be the best at smelling yourself, but everyone around you definitely did. That's where it came from. It came from over time. People were like, holy these mother won't clean themselves, and I got to deal with this smell. That's where it came from. Person here says, my mom once told me I stunk bad as a kid, and she always tells me I smell when she sees me. Or if I even get a little sweaty. Your mama sounds traumatized from your funk. All kids smell because kids are dirty. But if she still is telling you you smell bad, you dirty. Because you ain't cleaning everywhere. You're like a kid. You just get in water, do a little spin, throw some soap somewhere, and get out. That's fucked up. person here says probably from Hollywood and the shaming in movies going back at least since the 80s. No. This comes from people's experiences of being around overweight people who don't properly clean themselves. It ain't got nothing to do with Hollywood and shaming. It's got to do with the reality of us having to smell you. This person here says, my life has changed since I saw someone on here say they use a blow dryer under the rolls. You can't reach, so you got to use a blow dryer to dry your rolls on your body. Come on, this is sad. If you need a blow dryer to dry your body off, how are you ignoring the signs? How are you ignoring the huge red flag that is your enormous body? How are you not realizing that something is not right about that? That should never be a standard. That should not be the way someone is living, to where they have to use a blow dryer to dry their body because they can't reach certain areas with a towel. All right, I'm done with these clowns. Let's check out this other clip.
So, this is a fat person problem. If you're not fat, just keep scrolling. Okay, now that they're gone, let's talk about wiping, because I can't fit it all the way up to my hoo-ha. I can't. So, I get all done back there, and then I just do my business up here. And yeah, but I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not. Don't make me think I am.
So you have this woman here admitting to not being able to properly wipe herself the correct way. She can't reach certain areas. She can't get all up in there. So you know what that means. That means there's a bunch of gunk and goop and maybe even feces just all up in her areas, closed up in those rolls, getting sweaty and steamy and gross and funky. So if this woman ain't properly wiping and those other women ain't properly wiping and they sweating and they getting funky, how is the bigger woman in the previous video somehow cleaner than them? How is she somehow reaching it when she clearly looks much bigger than this woman here? Cause she a goddamn lie. She knows she stink. Hey, I'm sorry. It is what it is. But let's check out some of these comments of the other people with similar issues. First comment here says, girl, me neither. I don't wipe the correct way, but at least I'm wiping. No, man, you sound like children. Ain't no at least I'm wiping. If you ain't wiping the correct way and getting all that shit out of there, hell, you might as well not even try. You might as well not even wipe. Just pull your damn pants up, flush the toilet, and at least wash your damn hands or something. No, this is, no. Ain't no at least I'm wiping. That's fucking disgusting. Next person here is, yep, I wipe standing up. Thought I was the only one. Cannot reach. It ain't the fact that they have T-Rex arms. It's the fact that they too damn big. Next person here says, I put one hand at the wall and then turn my upper body as hard as I can, and then it works. What the So she got to be a damn contortionist to wipe her ass. This is truly sad. This is truly sad. Person here says, bidet changed my life. Less wiping too. What is up with these people in the bidet? Look, bidet seems, great. Give you a little blast. Try to, wipe off this and that. But you still can't just be walking around with wet ass. You still gotta You still gotta wipe. So what are you doing? Just blasting yourself with a bidet and just pulling your drawers up and pulling your pants up and just going about your business with wet ass? That don't even make no sense. This person here says, this is definitely a very common thing. I'll be out of breath. She is out of breath wiping herself. But she is up in here following fat influencers, fat activists. And you out of breath wiping your own ass. Lady, you need some help. You seriously need some help. The last comment here says, you can get a handle that you fix toilet paper to. Have a look on Amazon. Person here says they are shit. Pun intended. Not only does the concept sound like shit, could you imagine how much shit is on this contraption that they're using to attach toilet paper to? Just think about that. You're fixing toilet paper to like one of them little grabby things, right? And you were just shoving it back there. You don't have full control of this thing. So what you may be doing after all is just smearing that shit everywhere. So you just smearing it all over your backside. Then you pull your drawers up. Then you got some Hershey stains. Then you sweat. You get nasty. You sit down. You spread it everywhere else. Now your chair smell. Your car smell. Your couch smell. Just fucking gross. The fact that basic personal hygiene can't be, done properly should be a sign. And I'm being serious with this one. That should be a sign. If you cannot clean yourself properly from the tip of your head to your damn underneath your feet, you should be able to clean from the top of your head to underneath your feet, all the way down, rooter to tutor, and all the other stuff. You should be able to clean that yourself without assistance. Unless you are actually handicapped, you should not have a problem. As an adult person, you should not have a problem cleaning yourself. You shouldn't need no random attachments. You shouldn't be out of breath doing it. You shouldn't be missing spots. You shouldn't have to lift this and make sure this is clean and then lift that and lift this and, wedge your leg on the wall or brace yourself and all this other stuff. That's ridiculous, man. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm being dead serious. You should be ashamed of yourself. A little story before I get up out of here. I do believe that it is true about, overweight people. I had a horrible experience as a kid. Now, throughout my life, I have smelled all kind of excruciating, just horrid smells coming from the living and the ones that have passed. I have smelt it all. And this experience I had as a kid was maybe the worst thing I've ever smelled. My mom told me to go get my brother from his friend's house. And his friend at the time was a really overweight guy. Everybody in his family was overweight. So I went over there to get him. And when I walked inside, that house was worse. The smell in that house was worse than when I smelled the recently departed. It made me gag. I could not believe that a home could smell like that. And it seemed the farther I went to find my brother, the worse it got. I don't know how in the hell he was sitting in there playing the game when I came in there. I don't know how he was sitting in there like that. As soon as I told him mom was looking for, I ran out of there like I was being chased in the Scooby-Doo cartoon. I was gone. Everybody in there in that family was extremely overweight, and they had some of the worst hygiene I'd ever seen, apparently, from them smells. Gotta be real about this. If you aren't cleaning yourself properly, then you stink. You will stink. You can try to hide it with all the perfumes and, colognes and deodorant, but hell, if you not clean, you not clean, and you will not smell clean. People will smell your funk over what you try to mask it with. If y'all want to share y'all, some of y'all stories of the stinkiest thing you've ever smelled, write it down in the comments. You know what? I'd actually love to hear this and get a chuckle out of it. Do fat people stink? Yeah. I believe they do. I ain't trying to be mean, just being honest. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'd love to hear what you think. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting, and checking out another episode of Not So Popular Opinion. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.